Hi, Taurus, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your October 31st full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they are all located in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. All right. So let's let the bulls sing as I move your Moonology cards and your Queen of the Moon cards over to the side. Fantastic. And let's see what the tarot has to say. I have to say that this is a very exciting moon. It's going to be a very powerful moon for you, Taurus, because the full moon is in Taurus. So not only is this full moon in Taurus, which is going to be astoundingly impactful for you, but it's also falling on Samhain Halloween, and it is a blue moon. This hasn't happened in 19 years. And so this is going to be a heavy hitting moon, which is amazing. So let's see here. How will Taurus be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? How will Taurus be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? How will Taurus be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? How will Taurus be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh, fantastic. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Fantastic. There we go. Okay. So the left-hand side here is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self, and the right-hand side is the public arena, the public self. So let's see what they have to say. We start off with the Fool. I love it. You're starting a new journey. You're moving forward. All right? It takes a hero's courage, and so I really like that for you guys. And then we have here the Lovers. This is going to be especially powerful if you're born on the cusp with Gemini, Taurus. But this is also, this is Gemini energy coming in. And this is love. This is duality of self. The full moon on November 30th is going to be in Gemini. So you have that very strong pull. You're on this hero's quest to that full moon. So from October 31st to November 30th, you're going to see yourself on a rather amazing journey, which, oh, it gives me chills. Oh, that's so exciting. All right, and then we have the Eight of Pentacles. This is hard work, dedication, sacrifice, hardships, pains, sufferings, coming to a head, and it's like, it's been worth it. So it's life. I sit there and, I'm saying the bad things, Spirit is saying, look at, the hardships, the pains, the suffering. But that's what life is made out of. Even when we have beautiful moments, we also have, moments that have pushed us to our limits in order to get us to those blissful moments in our lives. And this is the hard work paying off, which is really quite beautiful. And it leads you to the star. It leads you to Aquarius energy, which is a time frame of January 20th to February 18th. But it leads you to following the highest form of your perfection, to moving in your heart's truth and towards what you desire in life. That's going to be a very powerful, powerful internal time for you. It then leads you to the Ten of Pentacles at your heart. Prosperity that lasts 4 generations coming in. The world, right? The world opens up to you in a way that you hadn't realized. And it opens up, oh my gosh, I love it. It opens up to you, Gemini. It opens up to you, Taurus, here. It is linked with the Gemini energy right here. So again, especially if you have Gemini in your chart, that's going to be coming out really strongly. But there's a duality of self right here that you are embracing, Taurus, as you're moving forward. And then you have the Nine of Pentacles. I like that countdown from the 10 to the 9, a prosperity that you've worked so hard for coming in. You have the Page of Wands. You're a student of your passion, of your fire, of your determination. The Ace of Cups, God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing you a gift of healing, beautiful love. And we'll see if you'd be taking it. And then we have the Two of Cups, okay? This sense of a healing, of a cleansing. This is the waters washing over you. And this is a balancing of those waters. And then you have the Three of Pentacles, hard work, dedication, prosperity, shining its new light on you, coloring the world differently. Think of it as a stained glass mirror or window or, whatever. Just the light coming through is colored, and it colors the way that you see things, the way that you move forward. You're looking at things anew. I don't have you quite taking this gift of the Ace of Cups fully, but it's permeating every single aspect of this time, and there's a healing that's coming over you in the public arena as you passionately move forward towards your prosperity. Wow, that's really awesome. Okay, that's exciting. That is exciting. All right. So with this full moon in Taurus, it says here, your dreams need a practical plan. For you, Taurus, always, your dreams, your passion, your prosperity, you need a practical plan. You need to look at things and be rather succinct about this. Now, with this full moon, you'll be moving towards change that aligns with you. This is the most solid and the most sensual moon out there. So this is embracing and really empowering your solid stability and your sensual nature. And as you do so, you're not in a hurry to change things, but you are going to see yourself in a hurry to build a solid foundation. Not that you have to build that solid foundation right away. You'll sit there and say, okay, this can take me years. But Taurus, you're a planner. And so if you look at things and you say, okay, I'm in it for the long haul, you mean it. You're in it for the long haul, to move forward, to go after what it is that you want. You're laying down and building a solid foundation for you. You're not doing it for anybody else. You're doing it for you. If people try to change you, if people try to push you forward in one way or another, it's not going to work. You have to do it for you. And as you do this, this moon calls you to take time and slow down. Slow down. Look at what it is that you want. Look at what it is that you desire, and it increases your sensibility. It increases your sensuality. It increases what's absolutely important to you. And with the blue moon, it says believe in the impossible. So this moon is moving you towards believing in the impossible, laying down a much more solid foundation, much more stable foundation than you have had before. And as you do so with the blue moon, you're cultivating patience and you're building up your personal power, and you're taking time to step back and see what is it that I truly want, that I truly desire, that I truly need as I move forward. And as you do so, you're here surrendering to the divine and embracing your personal power, more so than with any other moon, Taurus. When a moon when a moon is in your sign, so this moon is in Taurus, you are embracing your power completely, absolutely, and positively. And what we have here is you doing so with this surrender to the higher power of insights, ideas, understanding, and a release in your life of what no longer serves you. And that's really going to be in alignment with Shamwin, with Halloween. You are releasing what no longer serves you. You are facing fears, and you are really, you're facing your fears, but you're also facing difficult truths. It's like coming to conclusions with things. And as you do so, it is a time for you to connect with wisdom, your own personal wisdom, but also the wisdom of your ancestors is really coming forward. If you wanted to even, connect with your ancestors during this time in prayer, in meditation, in any means that is comfortable and right for you, this will be the time to really do so. And you're going to see here that with the veil being the thinnest between this world and the spirit world, it can bring up turbulent emotions. And that's why you have here in the public arena your heart being cleansed. And this can bring tears. You might find yourself very nostalgic, very weepy, very, kind of a lot more sensitive than you would normally be. And this is because you're laying down your foundation for you. And you're really kind of purging out what no longer fits, what isn't right, where you don't need to be, where you don't want to be anymore. And it can be a release of, a sense of feeling, oh, I've wasted so long. You haven't. You haven't. You haven't wasted anything. Every single step you take is the right step for you. Even if it feels like it was the biggest mistake. It's like, okay, well, you learned something valuable out of that. So instead of thinking everything is random and, nothing makes any sense, which in my heart of hearts is, and in my connection with spirit, it just is a sad way of looking at things. It's like, okay, let's see meaning from things. Let's see meaning and connection. And as we do so, we move forward in empowerment. And that's really what you're doing here as you embrace the public arena and as you are a student of your prosperity. Excuse me. And on the 15th of November, we enter into the new moon. Now, the new moon here is in Scorpio, and it says work through your fears. And that's what you're setting up, the strong foundational energy and, purpose during this full moon on the 31st of October. You are setting it up and you are facing fears that would normally hold you back. And that's going to be a very big part of Samhain, of Halloween for you as you move forward. And with the blue moon, it's also going to have you step back and look at things more openly, more honestly, kind of reevaluating what's truly important to you. What do I really desire? How do I move forward? So you're working through fears and you're going to see beginnings really starting to open up, and a new start is coming. A new start is coming your way. A new start is becoming a part of you. This is a time of reflection. This is a time of meditation. This is a time to look back at the spotlight that the full moon is, and to say, how did this affect me? How did this empower me? And where is it that I want to be? Taurus, for you, it would be a very good idea to kind of keep a little journal, and one where on the full moon you could sit there and have your connection with your ancestors, have your connection with the foundational understanding that you want to move forward in. And then on the new moon, look at reflect on how you have been building towards that. How you've been moving away from behaviors that have been a hindrance to dreams, hopes, and aspirations. Because here, as you face fears, you're going to find, and if you do it kind of putting it down in print or, speaking it out to yourself, it's going to be very freeing for you. It's also going to be very organizing for you. It's going to be like, oh, okay, I see this. I see the way that I'm moving forward. Because really, one of the big things during this time for you is stepping through that portal of change. And so with the new moon, I always see them so greatly connected to the god Janus in Roman mythology. That's where our word January comes from. And it's the god of beginnings and endings. And also the god of portals. And so with the darkness of the full moon, of the new moon, it looks very much like a portal, like a gateway through. And so here, this is, with the new moon, the gateway through into your power, into your understanding, into where it is that you want to be and what it is that you desire. It's the beginnings and the endings coming together. It's the seeing how you want to move forward within your life, within your soul, within yourself. And then it brings you on the 30th of November, it brings you to the full moon in Gemini. And the full moon in Gemini says here, the answers you need are coming. And that's what you've been preparing for, the answers to come in. And you're setting yourself up to be able to receive those answers with such duality of spirit, with such a sense of elasticity of mind, that it really does move you forward in a profound way. It has you looking at things that come your way, and instead of saying, oh, that's a coincidence, oh, that doesn't mean anything, it's like, wow, that's a profound answer there. That's what I've been seeking for. That's the message from divinity that I need. And then with this full moon, we have a full moon eclipse. And it says here, conclusions are within reach. So the answers come, and it brings you the conclusions that you need to be able to move forward in, and that you desire to move forward in. Now, for one day during this time, and I think it is so apropos to have this on Halloween, we have the spirit animals of the crow spirit and the dove spirit coming in. And they are such absolutely contrasting animals to think of, especially since they're both, birds of the same species, but they're so different. When we think of crows, a flock of crows, of course, is called a murder of crows. When we think of doves, we think of harbingers of peace and, love and kindness. So they seem so polarly opposite. But the crow says here, co-create with spirit. And the crow is a beautiful, smart bird that is completely underestimated. Not as underestimated, of course, as the raven, but still severely underestimated. And the crow brings forth change. It also brings forth sacred law and a trusting in your personal integrity and intuition. The crow has us speaking our truth, and it has us embracing personal transformation that brings messages forward into our lives. And that is astounding. Now the dove, and during these times, who doesn't need the dove spirit animal with us? And the dove brings messages of peace and hope, especially when we have broken hearts. And who doesn't have a broken heart right now? Who isn't overwhelmed and sad and just feeling like it's all just been a little bit too much? The dove brings gentle compassion and a release from the pain that holds us back. And that is exquisite. And that's going to be something also that you can meditate on, the juxtaposition of these two animals, of these two birds, during the full moon. If you sit there and you think of the crow and you think of the spirit and the dove, and you sit in meditation with spirit, and you see that power around you, because crows, are the birds, what is it? Hunin and Moonin, I think. Two ravens and a crow. So Hunin and Moonin are ravens, and the Morgan in Celtic mythology is the crow. And so both bring forward this battle kind of fear. And so within our DNA, we have this fear of those animals. We have the fear of the animals that came to the battlefields after we had slaughtered each other. And so it is a sense of the battlefield of the soul right now that we are really connecting with, and the peace for which can be brought forward as we confront that battlefield of the soul. Yeah. Oh, I like that. That's really pretty. Oh, I like what Spirit is saying here. So then we move on to, in November, the snake and the eel spirit, which are the spirit animals for November. And the snake spirit says it's time to heal. And the electric eel spirit says, bring your ideas to life. Charge up your ideas. But the snake here is so beautiful. It's healing opportunities coming your way. Even though during this time period, we're not really going to want change, the snake and both the crow bring forward changes in our lives. So they're calling forward towards change, towards what we desire, what we need, what we want. And the change that is coming in here is an important transition and transformation to increase our energy and to increase our power. So you might find that you're making some lifestyle changes during this time, that you're embracing a kind of heal thyself mentality to be able to move forward, to be able to have the life that you want. Because there is a sense here. Yeah. Okay. So what's really beautiful, and the energy that Spirit is giving to me during this time for you, is that, when a snake sheds its skin, it goes into a nice quiet place and it hides. So you have that energy coming in. It's kind of like you're shedding a skin, you're transforming throughout this whole entire period. And so it's going to be much more of a private period for you. It's going to be that shedding the skin, you become more vulnerable, and then you then regrow that skin and have yourself strong and assured again. And that's going to be the power that you're moving forward in. But also the snake really brings forward two really powerful images in my mind. And it's of, and I'm probably going to butcher this, and I do apologize if I do, Asclepian, okay? The Asclepian staff, the healing staff, the sign of healers, all right, that we still use today. The Asclepian staff of healing with the two snakes. And then we have the temptation serpent in the Judeo-Christian, religions that stem from Abraham, religions that bring us forward into our modern time period. So the snake has the sense of being a healer, but also of being a tempter, of being a being that brings forward the fall of what we want, of what we have to look out for. So during this time, you're going to have those two contrasting images within your mind when you think of the snake spirit, or when you think of yourself healing and moving forward. One is healing and health, and the other is falling and moving further from the path that you want to be on. So just be mindful of that energy, because you're really moving forward towards something more healing, more graceful, more powerful than you realize. And don't let that be snatched away from you. And then the eel spirit brings forward emotions and strength and a foresight. And it's telling you to take your time to move forward in your strength, in your power, and in what you desire. It's kind of like, it's time. But don't do it right away. Don't kind of go after it foolishly. Move forward in a strength and an understanding and compassion of self to be able to start that new chapter. And that's what we start off here with the Fool. We start off with a sense of, yeah, you might feel like you're being foolish. You might feel like, oh my gosh, I'm doing this and this is absolute nonsense. Nobody's going to understand, and everybody's laughing at me, and nobody thinks I can actually make it. But there is a power, there is a brilliance, there is a connection to why you're put on this earth and the path that you are leading towards and that you are walking down. And so here you are embracing the Fool. And so it is embracing a foolish idea, or a sense of, oh my gosh, everybody's going to laugh at me idea. But it's starting your hero's journey. It's saying, oh my gosh, people might not understand why I'm doing this. And as long as it's not something that, makes it so that you can't uphold your responsibilities, or that is dangerous to you, if it follows your truth, then why not try it? Why not embrace it? And that's what the Fool is saying. It's kind of like, it's time. Carpe diem. Seize the day. Start on your hero's path. Because the hero's path, the hero's journey, is the journey of transformation. And that's what you are embracing here. It's never too late to become the hero of your own tale. Though you might think it is. You might think, oh my gosh, I can't possibly move forward this way. It's just going to be terrible. I'm making a mess out of everything. It's like, no, you're not. You're not. As long as you do so wisely, as long as you do so practically and assuredly and, steadily, you will see yourself moving forward in a way that is highly powerful for you. You really will. And it embraces what you love. So here, it's making time to move forward towards what you love, towards what you need, towards what you desire in your life. And it brings forward the Lovers. Okay, it's Gemini energy, yes, a time frame of May 21st to June 20th, but it's also a sense of love, of passion, of duality, of spirit, of an embracing of the heart, of looking at what it is that you desire, of looking at something more tangible for you, something more powerful for you, something more, exquisitely aligned with the depth of your feelings, your emotions, your heart, your logic, your reality. And it's moving towards that path that opens up. Yes, it can open up love with others, because you have the Major Arcana Lovers card, you have the Minor Arcana Lovers card, but it's also the love for your own life, the love for the way that you move forward, the joy that you are letting in. And you've been working hard towards this. Now, it doesn't mean that it all happens overnight. Seldom do things ever just magically happen for us. This is hard work, sacrifice, hurt, pain, disappointment. It is kind of like when you learn how to hammer and you're holding the nail and you hammer and you hit your fingers and it's like, oh my goodness. And you keep on doing that until you become a master of the craft of crafting and developing and molding and sculpting and embracing your life, your joy, your power forward. And that's really quite beautiful. And it's, again, that archway to a new power within your life, a new grace, a new blessing, a new abundance. And as you do so, you embrace what could hardly have been imagined before. You move forward in a way of power, understanding, beauty, truth, and brilliance that is absolutely a part of you. And it's like, this is what I've been working for. This is what I've been sacrificing for. This is what I want within my life. And this is what I'm embracing. And as you do so, it moves you towards the highest form of man's perfection, which is the stars in the sky. It's what our ancestors were guided by. It's, how they mapped their path, and they told their stories, and they, judged their days by the stars. And you're really going to see here that sacred connection between you and the stars and the heavens. And this is a time where you have this connection to move you forward, to empower you, to embolden you, to really move you towards that grace of intuition, that grace of understanding, that grace of being and of desire. And as you are embracing this, this is a time, internally here, Taurus, if during this time you kept kind of like a ongoing conversation with divinity, if you kept an ongoing conversation with your ancestors, or you ended each night with a meditation on your ancestors, on divinity, on the way that you are to move forward, on the way that you desire. If you have, there is a person here who has passed, okay, who has a lot of love for you and actually sees you as kind of like them, very much like them. They really do. And they're helping you to craft things. And it can be that you get little ideas like, oh, do this, don't do that. Oh, look at this, don't look at that. And you're going to see that they really come out to you at night. These ideas, this connection between you and your ancestors. And it doesn't have to be, when I say ancestors, I always think of times long ago. But it could be, parents who have passed, grandparents who have passed, aunts, uncles, whomever you were close to. There is a sense of you having this really powerful connection with them in the spirit world, and it moves you forward. And it's actually going to move your heart. And oh, that just warms my heart so much. It moves you to a place where, yes, prosperity that lasts for generations. I would love that to be money coming in. All of a sudden you win the lottery and it's just, your generations don't have to worry about a thing. But this isn't necessarily that, because spirit sees wealth so tremendously different than we human beings see wealth. This is a wealth that, yes, lasts for generations, but it's a wealth of the spirit. It's a wealth of the soul. It can be a wealth of the spirit, a wealth of the soul, a wealth of the self. And that's what you're connecting with here with this energy of your ancestors. It's to move you forward in a powerful connection to prosperity, to a foundation that is really quite exquisite, that is really quite beautiful for you, that moves you towards more of what you desire within your life, more of what you view to be worth more than gold, more of what you truly want within yourself, within your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, your power of being, and your exquisiteness. And that's really embracing a wealth for you. And it's letting you fly. It's letting you fly to new heights, and it's letting you embrace new ideas. And as you do so, it really does open the world for you. And that's what they want for you. They want the world to be opened. They want you to be able to step through to a place where you're supposed to be, a place where you belong being. And these are doors that you had once thought barred. This is a way of being that you once thought, oh, this is for everybody else, but it's just not for me. I'm not that lucky. I'm not that powerful. I'm not that smart. I'm not that pretty. I'm not that this, that people tell us, oh, you can't do that. You're not this. Oh, you can't do that. You're not that. And they take away our wealth. They take away our prosperity. All of a sudden, they bar the doors for us before we even start. And this can even be somebody who once barred those doors for you, that once, spoke negativity over you and saying, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I was in a bad place and I didn't do right by you. So there can also be that energy of somebody around you who you might not even have thought of would be that person on your side. But there's going to be something here. It's a sense of smell. It's a sense of smell. It is a scent thing that can be very, very powerful. They'll let themselves really be known to you through scent. Smelling roses, and they always, had roses in their houses, or burnt rose candles, or, their tobacco, or, something like that. And so it's just going to be something to that effect that you smell. It can also be other things, but I'm really having like a tickling sensation around my nose, in a sense of just wanting to breathe in deeply. That is like it's going to be sent. So just be mindful of that. Just be mindful of that as you move forward and you see the world starting to open to you in ways that you hadn't expected. And you thought, oh, well, that's just not me. that just can't be me. I don't get to be happy. I don't get to be prosperous. So, that's just something I've given up on because those doors are barred, or, I'm too this, I'm too that. It doesn't get to be that way. It's like, oh no, Taurus. You're going to be so surprised because it does. It's hard work, it's dedication, yes, on our parts. It always is. It's not sitting back, eating chips, and life just magically falls into alignment. It is so much more. It's so much harder than we ever expected. Success, prosperity, living in a way that we're proud of is so much harder than we expected. But here, there's that duality of yourself. And it's really, I just see that linking you to that Gemini energy of duality here, Taurus, as we embrace the Hierophant, as we embrace the guide of your life, the guide of your heart, your soul, yourself. You're connecting with the duality of you. Yes, you like things to be steady and stable and secure and well thought through. I mean, that's just smart, and you are most definitely smart. But it's also a sense of embracing the whimsical, embracing the imaginative, having this way with words and ideas and creation and passion and determination that really moves you towards something more. And as you do so, you see yourself rising higher and higher because you see yourself embracing the true depth, essence, and brilliance of yourself like never before. And it almost feels like you're coming home. It feels like you're becoming the person you were born to be. And you might sit there and think, my gosh, has it taken a long time? But it takes so long for us to lose ourselves to what other people want us to be, to what the world wants us to be, to what we think, we're supposed to be. This is what success is. This is what happiness is. This is what prosperity is. And now it's like, oh, wow, this is what I am. And being who I am gets to be successful, gets to be prosperous, gets to be bountiful, gets to be more. And it leads you to the 9 of Pentacles. It leads you to a prosperity, to a wealth, to an enjoyment of the hard work that you've put in and the crops that are going to be harvested. Now, is there hard work ahead? Yes, most definitely. I mean, you have at your roots the harvest coming in, the hard work paying off, the crops being had. But in the 9 of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, these are pentacles on grapevines, okay? And this is a woman standing in her finery with those grapevines, in that wealth. But they still have to be picked. They still have to be, harvested. And that's with our wealth and our prosperity. We can't just let our talents rot on the vine. We have to pick them, we have to harvest them, and we have to cultivate them. Because even if we cultivate our talents, all right, and it's simply the cultivation of our talents that brings prosperity to generations to the generations to come, that is huge. Because we show by example, and it doesn't have to be our immediate families. It can be the world at large. It doesn't have to be that you have to have, children to be able to pass on this knowledge and this bounty to generations to come. It doesn't mean that at all. It means that as you cultivate the power, the brilliance, the truth of yourself, as you sit there and say, I am the King of Kings, because the Hierophant in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck is representative of the Pope. And the Pope in medieval times could tell kings and emperors what to do. So that's a huge power right there that represents you. You were, once upon a time, the greatest power in the land. And it means that if you go back to embracing fully, honestly, and completely who you innately are, Taurus, you become the greatest power in your land. You become a force so fierce and so prominent and so intensely powerful that you will not be crossed with. Or even if you are crossed, there is such a strength to you to weather the storms. And that is what you're harvesting. And that is what you're passing on. And that is beyond a gift. That is wealth in its very essence. And it leads you to the Page of Wands. It leads you to being a student of your prosperity, a student of your passion, a student of what you desire, a student of the reason you get out of bed in the morning. This is kind of a major uphaul, a major, pulling everything out and laying down new truths, new passions, new powers, new brilliances, new truths. And it's not new, they're old ones that we lose sight of, that we lose along the way, that we say, oh, that's not really something that is that is going to help me, or, oh, that's not really something that's good. Oh, oh, I have to change myself to be this, or I have to change myself to be that. It's like, no, we now become, again, the student of our passion, of our prosperity, of what we desire in this world. And we look at things and it's like, why not? Instead of, oh, how I couldn't possibly. It's like, well, why not? Why not give it a try? Why not go after it? Why not see it? Why not embrace it? And that's what you're seeing here in the public arena. It's like, why not? Why do I have to hold myself back? Excuse me. Why do I have to deny myself of moving forward this way? Why can I only see this limited space? Why not open it up and let it become so much more? And the healing waters of the Ace of Cups pours over you. And there's a healing of the heart that comes. And I would definitely do a meditation of the healing of your heart, the healing of your passion, the healing of what you desire as you move forward, as you embrace what you love, what you want, what you need, what you want from your life. And as you do this, you embrace who you are and you embrace where you need to be. There's a sense that, yes, tears come. Tears come because when we look at things and as we step into our power and we look at so much time wasted, fearing, doubting, thinking that we weren't good enough, thinking that we weren't powerful enough, that we weren't, this enough, that enough. It's like, no, it's not true. It may very well be a lesson that we needed to learn along the way to be able to strengthen our voices. And it most definitely is. To strengthen our voices and stand in our truth and not be angry and resentful, but to be powerful and graceful, gentle and kind, harmonious and beautiful. That is an intensely powerful part of us to move forward in. And that's what you're seeing here, Taurus, with you intertwined with your spirit guides and with your angels and with, your ancestors. There's an unstoppable force around you. There's a cleansing water that hones you, that moves you forward, that embraces you, that graces you. And it leads you. It leads you to a clearing away, especially around your third eye chakra. This is going to be very powerful. And that's what I'm seeing here. It's like all of a sudden you see things so much more clearly, so much more openly, so much more honestly. And there is a sense here of an embracing of what you love, of what you want in your life, of healing waters coming forward, of truth, of power, of happiness, of joy, of prosperity, of success. And it's this healing that is moving you towards more. It's this healing that is gracing you and that is opening up doors. It's like, instead of resting face being a scowl, start to have it be a smile. Start to seriously sit back, and just when you're sitting there and you can feel your face relaxing, just make sure that you put it in a smile. I know that sounds so silly, but it actually increases our serotonin levels. Just doing these simple little things that start to say, I'm embracing happiness, I'm embracing peace, I'm embracing healing of my soul, of myself, of laughter, of joy. And it moves you to having the light of prosperity shine down on you in a profoundly brilliant way. A profoundly brilliant way. It's coloring everything that you see. This prosperity that gets to be a part of your soul, of yourself, of your power, of your grace, and of your truth. Wow, this is powerful. This is powerful, Taurus. So let's see what Luna has to say. How will Taurus be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? How will Taurus be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. How will Taurus be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? How will Taurus be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? How will Taurus be affected by the October 31st, 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Okay. So we have release. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. It's just gorgeous. Over the Fool's Path. And as you embrace your heart, as you follow the hero's journey. As you embrace your heart, you have this huge release, and it has you assessing the situation of your hard work and your prosperity over the Eight of Pentacles, and then growth as you embrace the stars. You then have action coming in. It says, step out of your comfort zone. The end of a tough cycle approaches. A win-win outcome is forecast. Meditate and contemplate. A time to heal. I love that. I absolutely love that. There is a release, a power, a grace, a prosperity that is coming forward. And it just, I can feel it tingling through my fingertips, just like going up my arms. It's this creative, powerful energy, and it is beautiful. And so here we have this release. We have the release as you begin to walk down your true path, okay? As you begin to be the hero of your story and say, this is my life, this is what I want, this is what I'm going after, this is what I need. And there's a release, especially around the heart, towards what you love, towards what you want. I mean, right here, over the heart chakra, even within your voice. It isn't a voice of anger. It is a voice of love, compassion, and healing. And it moves you to assessing the situation. It moves you to looking at the hard work that you have done, assessing the situation, and finding yourself more empowered, more emboldened, so much more than what you thought you could be, and than what you were yesterday. And each day, you're going to see a little bit more. And it doesn't mean that you see a little bit more if you're just not doing anything. It's like as you're striving, as you're going after, as you are embracing this passion, this prosperity, this brilliance of self, this more comes in. And it leads to a growth as you embrace your soul self, as you embrace happiness that cannot be denied, as you look at, this power of heart, of soul, of what you desire, of this greatest form of your perfection, of this connection with your ancestors. There's a growth here that changes your world, that moves you forward, and then action comes in. There's this exuberance to you. There's this power, there's this prosperity, and there's this wisdom that comes forward. And it moves you into action. It moves you into release. And as it does, you step out of your comfort zone as you step into you. You step out of your comfort zone as you step into you, into your truth, your path, your brilliance, your glory, your beauty. And that moves you to an end of a tough cycle approaching as you are ready for the harvest to come in, as you are looking at the prosperity that you need, but also the prosperity that you want. And it brings a win-win outcome being forecast as you become a student of your passion and as these healing waters come over you. And we'll see if you take this water completely in your subconscious. But even if you don't, it's still completely powerful. And you're probably going to see this very much associated with the new moon in Scorpio. So around the 15th of November. But it can happen way before that. You could actually feel it happening right now, if you're very sensitive to the phases of the moon. So you have this balance, you have this healing coming in, and it moves you to meditate and contemplate as you heal. And that's going to be because you're pouring the waters forward, like here. You're pouring the waters forward. The waters are coming to you from spirit, from divinity, from this connection to the divine, to what is divine within your life, your soul, yourself. And as you have that power moving forward within you and around you, it says it's a time for healing. As you see yourself embracing prosperity that you didn't think you could embrace, moving forward in a way that you thought, oh no, I can't. But now there's a new light shining down on you. There's a new way of moving forward that is empowering your soul, emboldening yourself, and really moving you towards where you need to be. Oh, am I excited for you guys? Let's see what your subconscious message is. It's the High Priestess. The High Priestess sees so much more than what we could ever even imagine. She drinks so deeply of knowledge and of wisdom. And this is definitely a time where you feel so much more secure inwardly, privately, compassionately. There's a sense of you seeing behind the veil. It's like you're not going to be as easily fooled by people, as maybe you once were, or as other people are. You're going to be seeing the truth behind them, and you're going to be seeing them for what they truly are. Now, when this comes forward and as this comes forward, you can't take away anybody's lessons for them. They still have to be walking down their path. So if they're, let's say with somebody or working with somebody or, doing something with somebody and you're like, ooh, not the best vibes. I'm not getting the best vibes in the world. You know what? Let them figure it out. No, let them figure it out. Don't say anything because they're really going to sit there and be like, oh my gosh, you just don't understand. And it's like, no, I do understand. And I understand more than you can even realize. But this is something for you. And this is a knowledge, a wisdom, and an understanding for you. And you might sit there and say, well, why can't I share it with everybody then? It's like, because everybody's not in the same place that you are. Because the High Priestess shows of an opening up of psychic powers. The High Priestess shows of walking a not as well understood and more spiritual path than excuse me, than people are comfortable with in our world. And you have the Page of Cups right underneath. So you definitely take that gift. You definitely do. Because I don't usually pick up the cards, one by one here when I'm doing the subconscious. So that's really beautiful. You are, and you're becoming a student. Your subconscious Luna message is discernment. Discernment is like justice. Is a way of bringing justice into your life. To be discerning of who you let in, of who you share things with, of how you move forward. There is such a power here in being picky, and we sit there and we think, oh, being picky isn't being fair, isn't being kind. It's like, no, it is being fair, and it's being kind to you, and that matters. That really does matter, Taurus. Have faith in your dreams. Have faith in your dreams, because there's beauty along the horizon for you, and there's something absolutely exquisite coming your way. All right, Taurus. I hope this reading has resonated with you. It was an absolute pleasure bringing it to you and having Spirit work through me. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of positive energy as we step into our truth, as we connect with our ancestors, as we are empowered through Spirit, as we connect with the powers of the veil being their thinnest on this full moon that shines upon us, on this blue moon that blesses us. And may we harness this power for our greater good and for our eternal blessing, and for that blessing to pass down to the generations to come. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Taurus.